welcome again to CG with YoungManGeizer. I am your host, YoungManGeizer. In this lesson you will learn how to use some of the more useful basic menu options while working with polygons, and assign buttons to the custom toolbar for ease of use. To demonstrate this, I will begin building a humanoid head. This will take several videos to accomplish, but by the time I'm finished, you should have a fair understanding of how to model organic shapes in Maya. The first thing you're going to want to do, as to not make my old professors angry, is go to File, Project, New, and set a new project. Let's call the new project First Character. Use defaults and accept. That will create a new file folder and set your project to that file folder in the Documents Maya Projects folder. The next thing I'd like to point out are these toolbars here. Each of these toolbars have buttons in them that are linked to options in the various menu options here. But if you go to Custom, you can set your own buttons. So you don't actually have to go to things like Edit Mesh, Extrude all the time, and you can just click a button that will do that for you, instead of having to look through all of these options for the specific tool that you're looking for. So without further ado, let's get right down to business, and I can teach you how to use that custom toolbar. Let's go to Create, Polygons, make sure Interactive Creation is still off. Go to Plane, Option Box. Now by default the width and height divisions should be 10 by 10. Let's just set these to 1 by 1. That will mean that the width and height of the plane that we're generating, the square plane, is 1 unit by 1 unit, about the size, exactly the size of one of these grid squares. The width divisions and height divisions are 1 by 1, meaning all I'm generating is a plain square, like so. Now I'm going to start by modeling a pair of lips. Now the first thing that you can do, if you go into edge selection mode, which would be F10, if you select either the edge or the vertices, I'm going to select the edge, and you click on an axis. I click on the x-axis. If you hold down X, you can actually snap to the grid. I selected the x-axis, so it snapped to the grid of the x-axis. If I click and hold X and hold down the middle mouse button, that is what will happen. Next thing I'd like to show you is you can go to, after selecting an edge, Edit Mesh, Extrude. This will give you a manipulator that can both move and scale at the same time. I'm just going to move that out. That extruded the edge like so, giving you an extra rectangle to go with the one you've already had. You can move this around. I'm in component mode. Rotate it. Do whatever you want with it. Now, like I said before, you have this custom toolbar. I don't want to keep going to Edit Mesh, Extrude, so I'm going to hit Control, Shift, hold those two buttons down, and then click Extrude. That will add a new button to your custom toolbar. And now if I just click that button, you can extrude. Now if you don't want this this particular manipulator when you extrude, just hit W to go back to the regular move tool, and that will allow you to continue moving. So, another nifty little trick that you can do is, let's just say you have your object center pivot way over here, and you want to move it somewhere. Let's say you want it to be directly on the center of your grid here. You would hit Insert to move it, click the center of this manipulator here, head over to the center of the grid, hold X, hold the middle mouse button, and you can snap it, and then just hit the insert key again, and your pivot will be centered. Now what I'm going to do here is, since I have put it on the center of the grid, since this line here is also centered perfectly on the grid, I'm going to go to Edit, Duplicate Special, Option Box. This will notice that I have instance here, not copy, and I also have a scale of -1 on the x-axis. It goes x, y, z axis. That will duplicate this object with a scale of -1 on the other side, and because it's an instance, if I go to component mode and move a vertice on this model, it will move a vertice on the other one. So as I continue to model on this side, it will show me what it looks like on the other side.